Welcome to this video on the Zen Word channel. My name is Sri Satguru Buddha Rawa Bhagwan. I also go by the name Om Tek Ratsiva. In today's video we will talk about the Great Conclave, the Great Assembly of the Aztec. In the time of the Aztec Empire, of the Aztec nation, it was foreseen and seen in the future that the Aztec Empire would fall. It was seen by those who could see the future, and it was accepted as truth by those who led the Aztec Empire. At that time, the Aztec kicked out everyone that was not Aztec from their borders for a day. Already they were very restrictive and will continue to be restrictive about those who could enter their lands. And once only Aztec people were left within the borders, they called a great assembly. And the Aztec people left their homes and met in the central squares in their cities, all across the empire. There was a gathering of all the Aztec people in public. They all met. And at these assemblies of Aztec, there were representatives of the emperor, who explained to all the Aztec people on the same day the direction the Aztec people would take. It was explained to them that the end of the empire was foreseen. And it was explained to them that they would take a policy of shaping the future of their world. So it was determined to take a policy of secrecy. In the years that followed, many texts and teachings of the Aztec people were destroyed to hide these teachings from those who would come and invade the empire. Some of the teachings that we retain today were planted specifically with purpose so that they would be found by those who had such clarity of vision that they knew where to put the teachings so that they would be found by a specific person, so that that would be transmitted to another person, to another person, to another person, to make its way to its desired destination. In this way, they sent information to specific people who would receive it in the future. The texts, the pictures we have of them, of their gods, and all of this. The Aztec knew their fate, knew that the end of their empire would come. And on one day, the whole empire decided together to prepare for the end. It is at this time that it was decided to increase the sacrifices, to empower their gods so that the Aztec world and life could exist forever within their gods. The modular Shri of the Aztec pantheon. So that the Tej could be strengthened and reinforced. So using specific technology, the blood sacrifices were done to make their gods the most powerful gods of them all. So on this one day, the Great Conclave of the Aztec, as it is called, all Aztec people met in public in all of them gathered all across their empire on the same day when all foreigners had been expelled from the land, and the direction of the Aztec Empire that the empire would take was communicated to all the Aztec people on the same day. And then these teachings were passed on by Aztec people within their families as new family members were born into the world. And as such, each Aztec family became like a cell which contained the knowledge and purpose of the Aztec. The Aztec worked together very closely as a closely knit society, and altogether hid the truth of their development from all those around them. The whole society worked together to prepare for the end. And in the nature of all good ends, the end was not an end at all, but a new beginning. As the Aztec now re-enter the story, the Aztec gods, the Aztec knights, including members of the royal family. Aztec pilot Shri, modular Shri that enter the story and will come. As there are Shris of different types, such as classical Shri, of the Dharma, that also will come. This is the age where the gods walk the earth, in the prophesized days, when divinity touches this land, as it always does. A new iteration of the truth, a story of the future, of our present and our past, which all together exist in system states. So, the Aztec people, all together, took a direction for their empire, for their nation, to become eternal forever in their gods. With regards to eternal life, there is, of course, the life of the afterworld, where one has to go through penance and suffering to make its way to the final place, and a pantheon where one could become a member of the court, become a divine warrior of the Aztec, a knight, a jaguar warrior, under the great god Tezcatlipoca, or an eagle warrior under the great god of the sun. And in the story of the Tej, in the story of the Aztec, these great warriors of the Aztec return today, as by becoming divine knights of the court, they do not go to the regular resting place of those that are traitors and such as that, which is not a glorified place. They return into the story as modular Shri of the system, pilots of different levels and calibers. The great heroes of the Aztec return into this world to live their spiritual adventure. They are the great warriors of the Aztec. Om Tek Rasiva